Let's say now you have crypto in your wallet and you are thinking what to do with it. How to make your crypto work for you the best way possible. DeFi has been a topic that makes the headlines constantly. No wonder when some DeFi protocols promise 20, 30, 40% yield. The idea of getting rich fast has been blurring the minds of millions of people throughout the history of civilization, but since this course is about conscious usage of blockchain technology, I will tell you about decentralized finance protocols, what to keep in mind when interacting with it, and how it actually can benefit the global population. DeFi stands for decentralized finance. Finance is widely considered to be a topic that is too hard to understand. It is actually only for people who are good at maths and something completely exclusive. In this lecture, I will prove to you that all of this is wrong. You don't need to be a maths genius or any sort of genius to understand decentralized finance. In this lecture, you will learn, first of all, what is DeFi and what does it offer? Then the DeFi slang and the main definitions. Then different types of DeFi protocols, how to use them, and what are the risks. We will start with top 5 decentralized exchanges, then go to top aggregators, top lending and borrowing protocols, and even top decentralized derivatives platforms. We will continue with decentralized indices, decentralized fixed interest rate protocols, and as well as decentralized yield aggregators. And we will finish off with insurance in DeFi. So DeFi means peer-to-peer financial applications, where capital allocated is used to provide services to end users. From the previous lecture or money transfers, you already know that the tokens can be purchased on centralized exchanges like Kraken and Binance, but also swapped there. Also, in case of centralized exchanges, assets for the trade are held on exchanges' wallets, whereas for the decentralized exchanges, assets for the trade are held on users' wallets. DeFi can be very useful, but also quite dangerous. Now let's talk about the top decentralized exchanges. In general, decentralized exchanges allow peer-to-peer trading of cryptocurrencies without any centralized intermediary. They operate through smart contracts on blockchains, offering a trustless and transparent environment for trading. Compared to centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, or DEXs, provide users with more control over their funds and a wider selection of cryptocurrencies, and resistance to censorship. However, they often require more technical knowledge and might have issues with liquidity compared to centralized exchanges. The first DEX that I want to talk about is Uniswap. It is the largest and most popular DEX operating on the Ethereum blockchain. It allows users to buy, sell, and trade ERC20 tokens and is known for its user-friendly interface. Uniswap uses liquidity pools for trading, where users can also contribute their crypto to earn yields. Uniswap version 3 is an advanced version of the popular decentralized exchange protocol. It introduces the concept of concentrated liquidity, allowing liquidity providers to choose specific price ranges within which their assets will be traded. The protocol also introduces the non-fungible tokens representing liquidity positions. These NFTs can be traded and managed on various platforms. The Uniswap protocol is governed by Uni token holders who can propose and vote on changes to the protocol's parameters. How does it work? Users provide liquidity to the market by depositing an equal value of 2 tokens in a pool. In return, they receive liquidity tokens that represent their share of the pool. These liquidity tokens can be redeemed for a portion of the trading fees, plus the initial liquidity provided, of course. Traders use liquidity pools to swap one token for another. The AMM, automatic market maker, automatically sets the price based on the supply and demand of the tokens in the pool. This process is decentralized and does not require any intermediary. Also, liquidity providers earn a portion of the trading fees generated by the pool based on the share of the pool's liquidity. This has popularized the concept of yield farming, where users actively move their funds between different protocols to maximize their returns. You can check the uniswap.org for the Uniswap protocol. This is how it looks like. It immediately gives some references to their social media. The trading volume is actually huge and it's growing, of course, still a lot. It is also part of, forming a whole ecosystem, Uniswap ecosystem consisting of more than 300 different tools and so on. So also a very interesting thing to explore, to see what has been created also in the area. Then there is a link to the white paper where it is explained how it works, how the mechanism of Uniswap works. And then there is part which is community driven, so the governance portal and governance related links. That is, if you own the Uniswap tokens, native tokens, you can also take part in voting for different decisions. If you click on launching the app, you will see has this very visible pink design, and it is immediately offering you to swap or buy, of course, by connecting the wallet first. I'm connecting the MetaMask, but you can also have the native Uniswap wallet or use Wallet Connect or Coinbase wallet. Now I am approving connecting my wallet on the background. Now this is done. So I can select a token into which I want to swap my Ethereum. Here are the options that I am offered with. Actually, the selection of the tokens is quite large, and of course, knowing all of them would be quite improbable. But of course, it is also taking the most popular ones. USDT, for instance. So let's say I want to swap them, or if I want to buy, then I am transmitted into the MoonPay. As you see, MoonPay is a place where I have been registered before. I am going to check the language. There are multiple languages, so English. It was giving the default of German because I'm based in German-speaking part of Switzerland. Now if I log in, then we can see what are the rates. Let me quickly go through this. The registration with MoonPay also requires to confirm the email address where they send the verification code, which I am now using to connect to Uniswap. Okay, it has loaded now. And it is telling me how much I would get for what. If I want to get more buying power, I click here. And it tells me that I need to provide an ID or a password and a selfie. So basically verify my identity if I want to go above 2,000 euro. So if you want to buy crypto through Uniswap, so not going through other places, you can. This will be done through MoonPay, but it is not the cheapest way to get crypto. If you want, I will invite you to, of course, have a look at my other lecture about getting tokens, so that you make a decision which is the most cost-efficient option for you. Then if we go to tokens, we see, so the tokens which are available are also for swapping, but generally that are accepted in Uniswap. We also see the progression, how the price has been changing throughout the time, description of it, links, different links. So with additional information, which is, you can see in more analytics or Etherscan. Etherscan is also showing all of the different transactions that happened to a particular token. And this is also a place for which you can swap it or buy. Then there is a part of NFTs. It is claiming or suggesting that there are better prices. And here you can see also all the different supported NFTs. I'm just scrolling down to see how big is the size, but of course, if we look at all and not one day, we'll see the most traded ones, the most popular ones of all times. I'm just randomly clicking on some to show what is the information there. So there is a description of what is this particular NFT collection about, the pricing of it, the volumes, what is the collection consisting of. I'm choosing random NFT from this collection, from art blocks. For instance, this one. I see its best price. I can add to bag. I see a lot of information about it. Then I show you what are the pools. And of course, per definition, it would be empty because you don't take any position per definition. But if you want to add liquidity, so contribute to Uniswap pools, you click add liquidity, then you select the tokens. You can only, of course, select the tokens which are already in your wallet. And here you are offered the fee tier. The fee tier is also something very important to choose. But first, of course, you enter the amounts. You can max it out or not. Okay, if we click on edit, you see that there are some recommended tiers. That means that if somebody is using your pool, you would be getting 0.30%, so 0.3% of the amount you provided to this pool. You can also choose other ones, but the more of the tier, the more percentage you select, the less are the chances that your pool would be used, because there probably would be cheaper ones, and people usually go for cheaper options. But if you have a rare pair, then of course you can also ask for a higher tier. So this is how you do this. Then if you click on three dots, you'll have more options. For instance, governance, vote in governance. What does it mean? If you have the Uniswap native tokens, which is called Uni tokens, you can also vote for or against different proposals. And here you see the ones that are executed or defeated. Defeated are the ones that did not get enough support, and executed are ones that were voted in favor for and implemented, executed. Very interesting, actually. You can also create a proposal, and it is also telling you that it cannot be modified immediately and so on. So some rules of the game, so to say. And you submit a proposal, of course, with a text. Okay. Then it is also telling us that you can download Uniswap for mobile, or here, if you click on analytics, more analytics. The next one is SushiSwap. It was initially a fork of Uniswap, when SushiSwap has developed into a community-driven, decentralized exchange with its native token, Sushi. SushiSwap was launched in August 2020 by a developer known as Chef Nomi. It introduced a Sushi token at a time when Uniswap did not yet have its own Uni token. So SushiSwap launched a vampire attack on Uniswap's liquidity, whereby anyone staking their Uniswap LP tokens on SushiSwap will have their underlying liquidity on Uniswap migrated over to SushiSwap. Right now it operates on 9 different blockchains. It was created because Uniswap lacked at the time certain features like governance tokens. This fork aimed at improving and adding new features. However, it's important to note that both platforms have evolved since then, with Uniswap later introducing its own governance token Uni, and although it differs from Sushi in its features, it also offers incentives to liquidity providers and greater control to its community through decentralized governance. It is known for a community-centric approach and enhancements over Uniswap, such as increase the rewards for liquidity providers. Users can provide liquidity to these pools by depositing pairs of tokens. In return, they receive SushiSwap's liquidity provider tokens, which represent their share of the pool, just like with Uniswap. One of the SushiSwap's unique aspects is its sushi token. Liquidity providers earn sushi tokens as rewards in addition to a share of transaction fees. Sushi tokens can also be staked to earn additional rewards. So all sushi token holders have governance rights, allowing them to vote on the decisions and make proposals for the platform. SushiSwap also provides the launchpad for tokens called Miso, which is used for launching the new tokens and projects. It's a suite for decentralized auctions and token creations, aiding the projects for the developers in DeFi space. SushiSwap also expanded to multiple different blockchains, not only Ethereum, and this cross-chain approach increases its accessibility. Now, to find SushiSwap, you go to sushi.com, and this is what you would be seeing, buying and selling instantly on Sushi. Okay, it is also showing how long it has been online, who are the supporters. It is explaining that it is supporting the self-custody of funds, which is very important to remember. I think it's always good to remember that. Then also it is explaining how to earn passive income. I would not be saying that this is exactly passive income, but let's say how to use your coins to get some more. Okay, then it is also providing the links to educational materials, for instance, the Sushi Academy, to learn more about DeFi and finance generally. But if you want to just start using it and trade, we click on that and trade. And here you also see quite a simple system through the connecting of the wallet. What is here, we can enable the cross-chain swap. So that means also moving the tokens from one network to the other. So we can select the tokens that we want to swap. So from Ethereum to Arbitrum. I will connect the wallet, of course, my MetaMask. This is what's happening on the background. See, it doesn't take much time. Okay. Now I see what's available. And available is quite a lot. Still, it is a list that is much larger, much longer than most of the people would know. But also the most popular ones are, of course, there. There is more than 400 different tokens available. And, you know, if I would like to swap, I would just use this. I would see the price impact. I would lose 0.3%. I would see what is the network fee, because this is what would happen. And if I wanted, I would then swap it. Okay, the next part is pools. So if you would like to provide liquidity to Sushi so that other people can then take it. So there are also different options, version 2 and version 3. You can incentivize a pool or contribute to the existing one. So if you want to incentivize, initiate one, you select which token pair you would like to provide liquidity for. You would need to provide both of the tokens and types. Here again, you choose the fee tier. So selecting how much you would be getting if somebody decides to use the liquidity you have provided. And you can also select what is the duration, so time period, for which you would make your liquidity available. And then how many rewards in total would you like to distribute? It's also selecting a token. So the reward tokens that are selected by Sushi as rewards. Of course, if you have some, then you can also customize a lot of things. So customize the distribution, exclude some addresses that you don't want to see there. and I wait a bit to see how it changes. Okay. Also, if you would like other rewards to be part of your liquidity pool, you can contact the Sushi and see what they would say about it under the Get in Touch with Us. So in order to create it, you would need to enter the amount, of course, and provide those liquidities. I'm just doing an example here. I'm not actually willing to create my own pool, but this is how it would work. So if you want to create a position, add liquidity to the existing pool, you can also do that. You don't need to create your own pool from scratch. So again, we are selecting the fee tier, selecting the range. It says you will not earn any fees when prices move outside of this range. Okay. Then also the token ratio, capital efficiency, the amount that you can enter that is already in your wallet which you have connected. So for instance, would look like that. You can also have a look at the different parameters in this pool fish. So basically a platform for more analytics. Actually providing quite many of the alluring messages. But to my personal taste is a little bit bulky. Okay, then we have been to swaps, pools, and now what is pay? Pay is the feature that is allowing to automate salaries or create a vest for vesting schedules. That means if you want to pay someone, you can through the swap, through the SushiSwap, sorry. So it is either a stream. So let's say every month you will send a certain amount somewhere, like a monthly salary, or vesting. That means it is unlocking in chunks. So for instance, if you work with a freelancer, you do the prepayment and then you pay the rest of the sum, just for instance. Then you select which token you would like to be sending, from which wallet, what is the amount. Of course, the recipient, it is important to know the wallet address of the recipient or their ENS. So my ENS is Web Free Lifestyle, as you know. And also the date, of course, providing the starting and end date. So in which time frame you would like to be sending somebody the tokens. Then if you click on more, you will see analytics, academy, participate. That is also if you are holding Sushi native tokens, you can also vote. And if you want, you can buy crypto directly from the sushi.com. It is offering a couple of options: a credit card, a bank, Apple Pay, Google Pay, debit card, Revolut Pay, Astro Pay. When it comes to the bank or credit card, I would advise you to check individually with your bank. Or basically try to do this through the bank because it doesn't work with all of my accounts. But if you choose the credit card, it should be working. It is more expensive, as you will see later if you check my other video about getting crypto. But here you see what are the options available, and it also is highlighting for which options you do not need any documentation, so any ID or selfie, so no identification. In that case, some of the providers also have different minimal amounts that you would need to spend if you want to buy through them. So for instance, this one is saying that it would provide the best price, but then the minimum is 163. Then if we select some other payment method, then of course the slippage and the conditions are also changing. More on getting your crypto and how to find the most cost-efficient way for you is in another lecture. But also here you can see you can switch the network. immediately within the Sushi, and also then optimize your costs. The third one is PancakeSwap. It is built on the Binance Smart Chain and is designed as a faster and more cost-efficient alternative to Ethereum-based DEXs. It uses the Cake token for governance, staking, and earning fees. PancakeSwap is known for its integration with Binance Smart Chain, which ensures the rapidness, the speed of the confirmations, and low fees. It was launched in September 2020 by a group of anonymous developers. And it was especially created during the time when transaction costs on Ethereum were growing exponentially. The platform was initially focused on being a liquidity provider on the Binance Smart Chain and aims to become a hub for innovative gamified farming mechanics. It was funded by Binance's Accelerator Fund and was built as a fork of SushiSwap, using a similar code but adapted for the BNB. The developers' teams are referred to as chefs and consist of more than a dozen members. The primary motivation behind PancakeSwap's creation was to offer the decentralized trading platform with more control for users over their funds, eliminating the need for intermediaries like centralized exchanges, but also to make it cheaper. It quickly gained popularity exactly because of the low transaction fees and because of the range of the features, including token swaps, NFTs, gamified elements, and more. A special feature of PancakeSwap is a perpetual. A perpetual, in this sense, it refers to a type of derivative known also as a perpetual contract or perpetual swap. These are financial instruments that allow traders to speculate on the price of cryptocurrency without owning the actual asset. Perpetual contracts are similar to futures contracts, but with no expiration or settlement date, allowing the position to be held indefinitely. Other features that are more gamified include, for instance, the gaming marketplace. There you can play online games and earn rewards in crypto. Also, it provides the opportunities for the short-term price movement bettings. But that part is currently in a beta and is only supported in BNB Smart Chain and ZK Sync era. Of course, having such a universe of different Web3 products and not having the NFT part to it would be at least questionable. So here is the NFT marketplace to buy and sell NFTs on BNB Smart Chain. In order to navigate to PancakeSwap, go to pancakeswap.finance. As you see, the design is much more gamified because of this pancakes and bunnies and the special sort of animation. You will see the statistics on the users and the trades and the volumes, and also see the options for trading swaps, liquidity, what is a bridge, perpetual, and buying crypto. Moreover, you will also find the part that is providing earning opportunities, so farming, pools, liquidity staking, simple staking, and position management, as well as the section for game and NFT with the marketplace and other features. Also, it is offering to buy Cake, that is the native token of PancakeSwap ecosystem, that would also give some rewards. The ecosystem itself is rather big, and there is also the different partners of the PancakeSwap. It's also the offering to join the community, which is more than 2 million members, which is actually quite a lot when I think about it. And of course, to start, you would need to connect the wallet. There is a lot more options to connect, so it's quite well integrated with different providers, also Ledger, as you can see, Brave Wallet. Let's choose the MetaMask, since this is the one that I'm using for most of these examples. And the instructions, I am now on the background opening my MetaMask and confirming that I indeed want to connect to PancakeSwap. This is happening on the background, so you don't see that. Okay, almost there. Of course, I like the amount of the different wallets supported. I find it quite good. Okay. Also, you see Binance, Coinbase, Opera, Wallet Connect. So major ones are in there and also non-major ones. Okay, I have connected my wallet now, so we can play around more easily. A lot of different languages as well included. I will keep using English. Also the networks. Number of networks is also quite good. As you see, the BNB, so Binance Chain, is the default one. For the trade, it is already offering kind of more choices than the previous options that we were looking at. Now, if we select a token, it's also very good selection. If we change between the networks, and then also the token selection would be changing. Here you see V3, V2. That means that the PancakeSwap was also actually upgrading between different versions. I'm keeping the V3, so the latest one. Also interesting to have a look at the sorting of which are the pairs that provide the most liquidity, the most popular ones. Then if I want to select a token that I already have in the wallet, I can also see what other pairs I can have with it. Then it is also a nice feature that I can see the max of what I can take from my wallet, but also I can select percentage-wise. Then slippage tolerance. What is this? That means that if the price is changing, let's say by 0.5%, that this is what we would tolerate. The price that you see here. When you see price 1 USDT is this and this amount of ETH. So basically swapping is easy, but it has more features than others. If I want to add liquidity, I also of course can. I can also select what is the token pair. You also see the fee tier, 0.05. That is, I see here suggested by default or suggested for this particular pair because it's a popular one and it contains stable coins. So it is also explaining that you will not earn the fees until the market price is set. And this part I find to be a little bit funny, that you need to confirm that you are not from a prohibited jurisdiction and that you're eligible to trade derivatives, so perpetuals, on this platform, because this is nothing else but just self-attestation. Anyone can just confirm that. There is no check that I have encountered so far. And then you have a choice between the light perpetual, so a simple one, and the classic perpetual, which is having some advanced trading features. Of course, this is then getting a little bit more complicated because the trading features are for the advanced knowledge and skills in trading, a little bit advanced. It's also not exactly rocket science. But it is to be noted that you need to understand the difference and you need to understand the implications. This is also what we were attesting or confirming right now about it. I am choosing first the light one, so the easy version. And this is what you see is already the easy version. It is telling me to enable notifications. Notifications is not exactly something that I would like to receive right now. Okay. But you see that it is immediately offering us the pair of BTC, so Bitcoin, USDT, so Tether stablecoin in dollars. It is also showing us the price for it, the changes. The changes that you see here are 24-hour change, but also could be different. So this, when I was entering the perpetual trading, my wallet got disconnected, so I would need to connect again because apparently it's a different product, and for different product you can also connect with different wallets, or you would be asked to connect again, so reconnect. It doesn't connect to both of these at the same time, or does not connect by default. Now it is reloading. Okay, connected. Now it is telling me that I can also switch the mode to make it easier for me to use the advanced one. But first I want to show you the different perpetual options. And here are my options. The positions that you would have in them. Then, if you want to buy crypto, you can also buy crypto with PancakeSwap. I like how they formulate it. So I want to spend, so how much you want to spend, and I want to buy, so what you want to buy, and then you would get quotes again from the different on-ramp providers like MoonPay that we saw before. Then selecting the token, selecting which fiat you would like to use. Let's say I want to spend 200 euro and I would like to buy USDT or Ethereum. And then let's get quotes. So again, the MoonPay, Mercurio, and Transact. So you see the amount of ETH that you would get if you want to spend 200 euro. And in this case, they are looking more or less, the first two options are looking more or less the same. There is a slight difference still. Then it would be like that. Also, you can switch to a different network. So now I would be switching to BNB Smart Chain to have a look if it would change anything. They say that there is a trading reward, of course, because every DeFi platform usually likes promoting their own coins. And they're showing now the current rewards. What are the rewards now? So making it as appetizing as possible. Then the next part is earn. I don't like the formulation of earn because earn kind of implies that there is some work that you do on your side, and this is less so, but still let's have a look. So adding liquidity is one way to do this. And this one, for instance, is between a currency pair cake and another token. This one, another. So you can always find the pair that might be more interesting for you. Then you see the APR, so estimation of how much you can earn on this. Well, earn, potentially increase, potentially make. Then cake staking. That is, if you have the cake, the native token of PancakeSwap, you can also stake them and receive the rewards in this way as well. There is a lot of different options that they provide, a lot of them gamified as well. So could be fun in some sense, but pay attention and evaluate your risks properly. Another option is the pools. So what we saw before. Then another one is position managing. And again, it is related to adding the liquidity. Liquid staking for different pairs, simple staking. So, and you see also the less risk, the less APR you would get. Then the game part is, for instance, immediately telling us that this is in beta. We show we need to pay attention that this has not been tested with time, not battle-proof tested. NFT marketplace, so also with the famous big NFTs here. If you want to learn more about NFTs, there is also a separate lecture that I have on them. Then initial farm offering. I again need to be attesting and confirming that I understand the risks, and I would really encourage you to understand the risks first before accepting the conditions. Balancer stands out for its customizable liquidity pools that can contain multiple tokens with different weightings. It caters to a sophisticated audience looking for dynamic exposure to various assets and offers smart portfolio management to the BAL token for governance and rewards. Balancer is a DeFi protocol on Ethereum, known for its flexible approach to liquidity pools. It is a very different approach from Uniswap or Curve Finance, for instance, because they offer greater customization in its liquidity pools. It's possible to create pools with a varied number of assets and at custom proportions. It also makes Balancer not only a DEX, but the automated crypto portfolio manager. Balancer enables pools to contain different dollar amounts to each cryptocurrency, hence the name of it, the Balancer. It is designed for pegged assets like stablecoins. Stable pools allow for low fees and low slippage swapping of similar assets. Balancer offers managed pools, which are like private crypto index funds that can be actively managed by adjusting the distribution of the pool's tokens. These pools can contain up to 50 assets and offer more features compared to weighted pools. Now, about the BAL token. This is a governance token of Balancer protocol awarded to active liquidity providers. It's used in liquidity mining and yield farming. The VBAL on Balancer is a voting system where users lock the BAL in the Balancer pool tokens for up to 1 year, and it provides the governance rights and protocol fee collection. Now, how to use Balancer? First, navigate yourself to balancer.fi. That is the official website. Here is the design of it. Of course, that part could change, but I like how it is right now. They immediately let you know that this is the whole, let's say, universe of Balancer, because Balancer is also operating on its own protocol called as well Balancer protocol. And you can also see some statistics and the success cases. Let's click on Explore Pools, because that's exactly the biggest part for which Balancer is known. First, we connect the wallet. There is lots of policies to read, of course. I choose my MetaMask, as I usually do for this particular course. Now you don't see the invisible message, which happens now on the background. But I have connected my MetaMask. Now I also am required to switch to Ethereum mainnet, because at the moment I was on a different network. This is also what I did meanwhile. And we can also see that there is a large selection of networks. I'm of course sure it will be just growing. From the UX perspective, we can have the dark and the light mode. Here on this button, recent activities, and also ability to review the service. Okay, so here are the different pools. As you can see, you can also have a lot of different options, as well as the featured protocols. Here you see the composition of each. Let's click on a random one, for instance, Oracle weighted pool. It says that it is 80% BAL and 20% wrapped ETH. You can see also the composition in terms of the total values. You see the history of it, all the transactions, so transparency. And you can also add liquidity to this pool. Now, there is a selection between the wrapped ETH and the normal ETH. That is 20% of the liquidity in this pool. And now I'm trying to see what is the minimum amount to be placed. And the minimum amount would be actually anything that is above 0.05 ETH, because that is what you need to have in order to cover for the gas fees. Okay, let's have a look more in the pool. So you also have the different volumes for 24 hours or for all the time. APR, also it is a range, so you can see it, and you can create your own pool. For that you need to select 2 types of tokens that you have in your wallet already, and also select the weight
The default one is 50/50. Let me just play a little bit around here and just select USDT and ETH 50/50%. And you see that it is a strong recommendation to put at least $20,000 equivalent in the initial funds. It is not a requirement, but it is a recommendation, and you can also change, of course, the composition. The next tab is swap. So for Balancer, you can also swap your crypto of one kind into crypto of a different kind. Here again, you need at least 0.05 ETH to cover the gas fees, so everything above could work. Then you can also select into which currency you want to swap your ETH. You also see the graphic, so the statistics, how the price was moving. Now, if you click on Claim tab, that will bring you to the different incentive schemes that Balancer is having right now. So adding liquidity, staking your LPs, also incentives on other networks. Then if you click on portfolio, this is where you will see your liquidity. So this is kind of a personal dashboard. And if you click on VBAL, that is the tab that is telling you about other potentials to use the Balancer token, the native token of Balancer. Why? Because this is another incentive mechanism. Whenever the different DeFi protocols need to compete with each other, there is always the need to create some more attractive incentive mechanisms. But this is basically it. So 5 tabs, one of them being a dashboard, and okay, the different Ethereum pools to be filtered by the volume or the value. There are also more filters. Adding liquidity is just like that. But also it's not only about adding liquidity, it's also about swapping or even creating your own pool.
Curve Finance. Curve is also a decentralized exchange, but primarily focused on stablecoins trading. It distinguishes itself with the specialized design for swapping stablecoins like USDC, DAI, USDT that we covered in the money transfers, with minimal slippage due to the way its liquidity pools are structured. The design is particularly beneficial for trading pairs that should theoretically have equal value, making Curve an ideal platform for stablecoin exchanges. And Curve Finance distinguishes itself from other DEXs by specializing in stablecoin trading. Curve uses a unique MMM algorithm optimized for such assets, making it more efficient for stablecoins in particular. There is also a native token called CRV. It serves as a governance token, allowing holders to vote on changes to the protocol. It is also used for incentivizing liquidity provisions on the platform, where users can earn those CRV rewards by depositing assets into the liquidity pools. Also, CRV plays a role in platforms' yield farming strategies.
Now, how to use Curve? Navigate to curve.fi, that's the website you need, and have a look. So the first tab is Swap. I am connecting my wallet, my MetaMask, although there is a lot of different options, even the wallets that are a little bit less known. And here we go. On the background, I am allowing the connection to Curve. Okay, connected. That was quite fast. And here we can swap any of the existing tokens that are already in the wallet that are supported by Curve. And I think in most of the cases that would be something supported. For instance, USDT. Here we can also see the exchange rate, estimated transaction costs, where is the trade routed through, so through which pool. Of this we're going to talk a little bit later. There is also an option to hide tokens from small pools, and this is what you can choose, or also show the small ones. Now the pools are here in the second tab. All of them is now 287, but of course growing. Here you can select the APYs or also select and sort by the rewards, the total rewards. We can also see the option of try crypto. That means that there is more assets in these pools, so more than 2. You see usually 3. That is something that is an advancement from the typical composition of the pools where you have only 2 different assets. Then you can also create your own pool. First, you select the type. Is it a stable swap, so the packed assets, or crypto swap? Let's say stable swap. Then you click next. You select different tokens, token A, token B. You can also see how many of the different options there are, either for the different types of ETH. Okay. And it is a standard, or an Oracle, or rebasing, or ERC 4626. So very much customizable. Okay. Then if you click on parameters and select them, you can also select if it's going to be fiat redeemable or crypto collateralized. You can also check out the existing pools. Okay, let's just select fiat redeemable. And the swap fees. You select between 0 and 1%, then advanced, and see some advanced features. Then the pool name and the symbol, and that would be it. Then the next tab is dashboard. That is just a dashboard, so you could see the information about the pools where you take part. Also, the next one is integration, so Curve integrations. That is showing which other apps have integrated Curve or integrated with Curve. A lot of different options to explore, by the way. And there is a separate one, Curve USD. That is if you want to see how the Curve native token is performing against other assets. There is also the risk disclaimer. The previous tab was, of course, the markets, as you have seen. And there are also integrations with the Curve, so basically saying a little bit repetitive here. And we are redirected back to the pools. Here we can also hide very small pools or let them be shown to us. All, okay. You can also sort by the volume or the total volume locked.
Now let's talk about the top 3 aggregators. The DeFi aggregators play a critical role in the DeFi ecosystem by enhancing its efficiency and user experience. What they do is that DeFi aggregators pool liquidity from various decentralized exchanges and lending platforms. This aggregation allows users to access more liquidity than they would find on any single platform, leading to better prices, lower slippage, and more efficient trades. When it comes to trading, DeFi aggregators use algorithms to scan multiple exchanges and find the best trade routes. This means users can get better exchange rates for their token swaps than if they went to a DEX directly. For yield farming and liquidity mining, aggregators help users find the best rates across different protocols. Users can automatically switch their funds to different pools or strategies that offer higher returns, optimizing their yield farming strategies. Some aggregators also include tools for assessing and managing risks associated with different DeFi protocols. If you want to learn more about the risks in DeFi generally, please have a look in the attachment to this course. Now, number 1, 1inch. 1inch is a leading DeFi aggregator that sources liquidity from various exchanges and is able to offer better token swap rates. It searches across multiple liquidity sources. This platform is particularly known for its efficiency. Unlike other DEX aggregators, 1inch has 2 native tokens. One is gas token, Chi, and the other is the governance token, 1inch. Holders allow the community to vote for specific protocol settings under the DAO model. It also uses various strategies to minimize gas costs, which is a significant concern for Ethereum-based transactions. This includes using gas tokens and optimizing trade routes to reduce transaction costs. The algorithm splits a single trade transactions across multiple DEXs, that is, optimizing the best price and lowest slippage. And this feature is particularly beneficial for large orders. 1inch has expanded beyond Ethereum, integrated now with Binance Smart Chain and other blockchains.
Now let's see how to use 1inch. Navigate to 1inch.io. This is the official website. Here is this design with the unicorn. You immediately also get the statistics on the volumes, on the wallets, on the trades, and also a bit of the advertisement of the 1inch wallet, as well as the other products such as aggregation protocol, limit protocol, and other things. Also the ecosystem. You can also receive some grants from 1inch if you are building in the space or would like to build in the space, as well as the partners and stakeholders. Now, if we go to the products, or we can also click it here, launch the app. Here it is happening. The unicorn is looking aggressive. We are immediately at the option to swap. Let's come back. Here we are. I'll just agree with the cookie not to have it in this video. Now, we need to connect a wallet first. I stated I have read and accepted, but of course, we all know that it takes a bit of time. The networks supported are quite vast, the wallets as well. You can see here, of course, the MetaMask and the native 1inch wallet, as well as a lot of others. Now I click on connecting MetaMask. We have this purple flame. I'm connecting it on the background and it's done. Now we are here offered to do a swap. And here is the selection of tokens which we can swap. I wouldn't say that the choice here is particularly abundant, but I'm sure it will also be growing with time. Or there is also the option for the limit, so putting a limit order. That is, you select a particular price at which you're willing to buy or sell, and it would be executed automatically. You have different kind of views on the graph. More professional with the candlesticks or more simple. Also, trading is done in simple mode, advanced mode, or in the limit mode. This is the simple one, which we have just seen. Let me also see what is the minimum here that we would be swapping if we wanted to swap. Okay. 0.01 is also possible. Then we can also add a token. And you've seen this before. This is the selection of the tokens. Let's say I select DAI, then I would see also the slippage tolerance, 1% auto. The network fee would be some almost $11. And we can also select if we want to pay extra for the faster transactions, so in less than 10 seconds. Okay, then there are some settings for the languages, for instance. And let's now look at the advanced mode as opposed to simple mode. Here is the advanced mode, the limit order. Oops. Here is the limit order. Then there is a tab for DAO, which is standing for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, and the staking is the first part. So staking the native tokens of 1inch is possible here, for instance, if you would like that. Then there is a possibility to delegate. So delegate your power to someone, to one of the so-called resolvers. For that, you would also receive the rewards. Then there is the snapshot. Snapshot is basically what are the latest proposals and the state of the DAO at the moment. I will not go to the forum because that's quite straightforward. Here is a bit of questions and answers, documentation and so on. Then you can see a lot of different bridges that are possible now with Uniswap. Portfolio, that would be your dashboard. And also possibility to buy crypto. But this is again leading to the MoonPay, which we have also seen in the lecture about how to get your first crypto, or not the first crypto. Then if we go back to the official website, to the first page, and we see this was the app, the wallet, and the different portfolios. Now these links would also lead us to the D app. So there is a couple of ways how to access it, either through the tabs or through the button at your right upper side. Okay, now you've seen it.
Matcha is powered by 0x protocol and is a very user-friendly DeFi aggregator that simplifies the token trading process a lot. Matcha uses a sophisticated order routing algorithm that splits trades across multiple DEXs to optimize for price, liquidity, and slippage. It also provides various tools and analytics such as price charts and token information.
Okay, so Matcha. Navigate to matcha.xyz, and here you will find it with a bit of a green design. Makes sense, actually. And it is positioning itself as the aggregated liquidity and is offering, or hopefully offering, the best prices. And saying that it is built by 0x. Okay. There are options for the advanced traders. Then there are a couple of options to optimize the trading further. Some statistics, feedbacks, and also the quick way to navigate to different topics such as getting started or Discord wallets, going to see what is on Twitter, and so on. Now, let's connect the wallet first. Also, selection is here. I choose my MetaMask for this particular one. There is also some more exotic ones or also more widespread ones. Coinbase is supported. Wallet Connect, and here we are. Now, learn more is where we see that we can swap tokens, place limit orders, then cross the chains, so swap across the chains. You can also read the blog and learn more about the company. I will not go into the developer section because that's not the purpose of this course. Now let's look at the Ethereum. There is a bit information about the crypto itself, then the different networks. Here we can see the trending ones. The first ones that we see, the 5 round buttons, that is for the most popular ones at the moment. Then you can see we can place a market swap, either choosing quickly a 50% of what is in the wallet or maybe maximum, or we can clear it and give the customized amount. The limit order is quite similar, just with the difference that you put a price limit at which you would like to swap, to perform the swap, and also put the expiry date. Okay, now if we go back and have a look more at the learn more, we can try the cross-chain swaps. Go to trading page, and here it is. Again, Ethereum, kind of default. Let's change to another one, just randomly. Smiley. Some information about it as well. That's it.
Next one is Paraswap. Paraswap is another popular aggregator that pulls liquidity from various sources to facilitate multi-token swaps. Paraswap also scans the different platforms to find the most efficient trading routes, and advanced users can also customize their trades, adjusting for the factors like slippage tolerance and trading speed.
Paraswap. So navigate to paraswap.io, You see this website here. It is positioning itself as the platform for traders and, let's say, trading professionals. So that's why the whole design is also adjusted to it. Also, the ability, a number of texts is advanced here, I would say. It also has some statistics to show immediately, and integrations as well. Okay, not so many displayed though. Also, there is a Paraswap on mobile, the mobile version, but I will stick to the browser version. Institutional partners, investors, and audits. Also, I like this part that they're showing the audits that were performed on Paraswap. Okay, let's get started. We start with the Explore the Protocol Launch app in the right corner. So here immediately we have the trading view. We swap. We can swap immediately. So first we need to connect the wallet. A couple of annoying pop-up windows right now, but that's okay. Okay, here you can see also the ledger is available. Trezor, Coinbase wallet, Wallet Connect. I clicked on Browse Wallet, selected the MetaMask. Now I need to sign a message for the access, and that is signing the message in the wallet. So the wallet has received the message, which I'm signing on this background, which is made transparent for the security reasons. Okay. It takes a little second or two. Now confirmed. I close. And we can now trade. Okay, this is the trading tab. Interestingly, there is also the gas fee, gas refund program if you are trading a lot. Now, how much of the ETH I would like to pay to receive which crypto? Here is the, let's say, the default option and the different exchanges. So there is a comparison of how much I would get if I choose one or the other exchange. I like this gas refund option, but at the moment it is at the 0%, which means I'm not entitled to this refunds yet. I was not using Paraswap so much so far. I mean, for the sake of this demonstration. Now, if we click on transfer, I would need to place the receiver's address, of course. Otherwise, how does the system know where to send the crypto? It is also now disclaiming that we shall not use this feature to send the coins to the centralized exchanges, since it is not supported. Okay, acknowledged. Now there is a possibility of the limit order. That is the same, but with the opportunity to give the rate at which you would like to buy or sell, as well as the expiry date of this option. Okay, and OTC, meaning over the counter. Now the next tab that we're going to explore is Earn. Earn, you see it is a little bit messy here because a lot of different informations all over the place. We can read more about the different pools. The boosted pools are the ones that are, let's say, supported more, and the staking possibilities are here. This is one of the main ways to earn. Stats means statistics. Here is the statistics about the volumes and the different coins and how it is looking in the timeline. And there is a part of the DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Association organization, and you immediately get to the snapshot. You can also switch network between Ethereum and Optimism at the moment of recording this video. And here is your balance of PSP. PSP is the native token of Paraswap.
Now let's talk about the top 3 lending and borrowing protocols. Number 1 would be Aave. It is a well-known DeFi lending protocol that allows users to lend and borrow a variety of cryptocurrencies, including stablecoins and a lot of altcoins. It supports multiple blockchains like Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, Optimism, and much more. Users can lend cryptocurrencies into liquidity pools and earn interest, or borrow against their crypto assets. It also provides some innovations like flash loans. Users can lend their cryptocurrency and earn interest or borrow against their crypto holdings. Aave offers both stable and variable interest rates. But to borrow assets, users must over-collateralize their loan, meaning they must deposit a higher value of assets than they wish to borrow. Aave has its own native token, Aave, used for governance and protocol safety. And talking about flash loans, these are the uncollateralized loans that must be borrowed and repaid within a single blockchain transaction.
Navigate to aave.com. Here it is. It says earn interest, borrow assets, and build applications. But within this particular course, we're going to just look at the first 2. I like that it is also bringing the emphasis on the community, and on the website, on the main page actually, showing and explaining what is DAO, also talking about the grants, how it is working, and that is, of course, the native governance of Aave. Now, let's launch the app. Here we go, connecting the wallet first, getting rid of the pop-ups. Okay, connect. Also a lot of different options. I connect my browser wallet, which is MetaMask. In just a second. As you can see, it is also supporting the other ones. So the default dashboard is showing the Ethereum marketplace, and it is retrieving information from my wallet, showing which assets I can supply and should supply if I would like to borrow some assets. APY is also here, the balance. And of course, if I want to borrow something, I have to first supply something or give something. There is also not only the Ethereum, but other markets, as you have seen just now. If I click on the markets, I'm also seeing the advertisement for the GHO. That is the stablecoin by Aave. And here is a list of different assets with the supply APY. So what is the percentage I would receive potentially if I supply the token? The next tab is staking. And it is mainly for staking of Aave, so the native token of Aave platform. In the more, you can see the FAQs and the developers page, which we're not going to look at. Now, if we would want to supply some of our crypto to the platform, we select the amount, we check the APY, we see that collateralization is enabled, and here is the gas fee. As you see, this gas fee is just very much $61 or approximately $61. That's because the network is Ethereum. And what we can do, we can also try to switch. Okay, so this is another switch here. There is also Polygon, which would be a cheaper option. But it also means that we need to bring the assets from Ethereum to another chain to operate it in a more efficient way, which is not a problem in itself, but this is something to be aware of.
Next one is Compound Finance. Compound is another pioneering DeFi lending protocol that is known for its flexibility and community-driven governance. It is based primarily on Ethereum blockchain, but allows to borrow and lend a wide range of digital assets. It also features its native governance token, Comp. Each cryptocurrency supported by Compound has its own liquidity pool. The interest rates for both lending and borrowing on Compound are determined algorithmically based on the supply and demand for each cryptocurrency in the pool. To borrow from Compound, users must over-collateralize their loans as well, meaning the value of the assets that they deposit must exceed the value of the assets that they borrow. What makes Compound special is the automated interest rate model, and to be specific, Compound's use of it, because it dynamically adjusts rates based on real-time supply and demand.
So, Compound. Navigate to compound.finance and you will land at this page. Here it is. It is giving the statistics as well as providing the different tools and different integrations it has with other companies, other tools in the Web3 space. Then it is also letting us know that it has been successfully audited and is also telling us which audits it was going through. Now, if we launch the app and we connect the wallet, we can start using it. Here it is also displaying different networks it is supporting currently. I connect with the MetaMask, although Ledger is also an option, as we can see. So, here is the balance. It's currently at 0. We can also ask to display the balance in dollars or in the crypto equivalent. If we switch to Ethereum, we will have this view. Of course, to start using it, we need to supply some ETH. Here is the net borrow APR, net supply APR. So basically the rate at which you can supply, so provide or borrow. If we would like to supply, we can add action and see what is going to happen next. The position summary is here. Then if we click on the markets, it is loading. Then we will see the total supply, also the different currencies that are supplied on different chains. So here is Ethereum, below is the Polygon, Base, Arbitrum. Okay. So a very nice interface to be able to see the statistics per protocol. Now, if we look at the extensions, there are also some useful ones. And here is the vote. This is the possibility to vote on different proposals if you would like to take an active part in the governance. If we go back to dashboard, here in the markets, here is also something I want to show you is that you can sort by different criterias, borrow APR, earn APR, but also the total borrowing, earning, and others. Also, the order can be either ascending or descending, which is also quite nice. So this part is definitely something that is useful in Compound particularly.
Next, MakerDAO, or known as the new name Spark. It is also a prominent decentralized lending protocol in DeFi space, mainly known for its DAI stablecoin and Maker Vault system. Also, it is operating as a DAO. Users create a Maker Vault, also known as collateralized debt position, and deposit Ethereum-based assets as collateral. Against this collateral, users can generate DAI, a stablecoin pegged to the US dollar. The amount of DAI that can be minted is determined by the collateral's value and the protocol's required collateralization ratio. Of course, borrowing incurs a stability fee, also known as interest rate. To reclaim the collateral, users must repay the borrowed DAI and the accumulated stability fee. And when it's repaid, the collateral is released from the vault. It was the first mover in stablecoin and lending space.
Now, MakerDAO. If you navigate to makerdao.com, you will land at this page, and it is positioning itself as the democratic one, basically a currency for the people, and they're emphasizing the financial freedom aspect of the whole blockchain and crypto world. They also have a blog, which I also welcome to look at. And if you click on DAI, you will be redirected to the spark.fi. And that is actually the branch of MakerDAO that is dealing with the DAI. Here it is offering you to either deposit DAI and then earn 5% or borrow the DAI and get a little bit more. So Spark is the official part of the MakerDAO, that is for sure. It is also pricing itself with very high liquidity, and this is the direct access to DAI. It's also showing that it is accepting ETH, so it is taking ETH, giving you DAI, and then allowing you to do different things with that. There's also the whole infrastructure behind, ecosystem behind it, which you can have a look here. So lending protocol, the stablecoin itself, and liquidity for protocols. It's also part of the whole ecosystem infrastructure and so on. So you can actually find more than a couple of ways to use it. And the code has been audited. You can have a look here if you're interested to find out more about the audits. And here is the relation between the MakerDAO and Spark. Open source financial system, as said, is the core idea of this project. Okay, now launch app. Click. Yes. Okay, here we are in the app. As you see, Ethereum market. Now it is asking us to accept the terms of conditions, accept and connect. I am going to connect my MetaMask as usual on the background, but here you can also see other options: Wallet Connect, Coinbase Wallet, Taurus, and Frame. Okay, connected now. It is accessing my wallet and seeing what is inside my wallet, what is not. And of course, in order to borrow something, I need to deposit some. Here is the APY. If you click on the details, there are actually more details. So the total supply, the APY, also eligibility for SPK airdrop. SPK airdrop is the airdrop of the native Spark token. So also the acceptance as a collateral, borrow info, utilization rate, maximum LTV, 90%. Okay, and the same type of information is available for all the coins that are actually available through Spark. And here you see this list. Now, here are also the assets to borrow, to go through and choose. We can choose between two mainnets, Ethereum and Gnosis. If we go to markets, we will see the different assets that are available. So these are the Ethereum assets, as you see. If the details, total borrow, deposit APY, total supplied. So very interesting to look at, of course. Also, there are some of the frozen assets, at least temporarily frozen ones. That's not many, but still, to be aware of the fact that this can be and can happen. So also more information about USDC. USDC cannot be used as a collateral in Spark. Then you can have a look at SDAI, that is the savings DAI. So basically similar to when you have a savings account in a bank. Of course, you need to be aware that if you deposit your DAI, even if it sounds like a savings account, still that means that somebody else will be using your coins meanwhile. It's not a bad thing in itself, but this is very important to understand how your assets will be used. Then there is more information, but it would be actually more technical and more for the developers.
Next topic is the decentralized derivatives. DeFi derivatives are financial instruments or contracts that derive their value from underlying assets in the cryptocurrency market. These underlying assets can be cryptocurrencies, indexes, interest rates, or other financial metrics. The first one to talk about is Perpetual protocol. It specializes in decentralized exchange and protocol for trading perpetual futures contracts with leverage. So perpetual contracts are the primary offerings. which are similar to traditional futures contracts, but without an expiration date. This means traders can hold positions for as long as they want. The platform allows for leverage trading, enabling traders to amplify their exposure to an asset. This means traders can open larger positions with smaller amount of capital. What makes it special is this innovative VAMM model. So Perpetuals protocol's use of this virtual AMM. Unlike traditional ones, this one doesn't require liquidity providers to supply assets. Instead, they use a virtual liquidity pool.
To access Perpetual protocol, navigate to perp.com. Here you will see the landing page and see that it is basically divided into earn, trade, and learn. It is a platform operating on Optimism protocol. And here is a little bit of small statistics. But of course, let's start with earn, since this is also the largest part of the landing page. So this part is all about what you can do with your existing crypto to grow it further and grow your assets. It is providing some arbitrage vaults, for instance here, also with showing the percentages. Then at the bottom you see the FAQs and further reading. Further reading is also about the strategies for this earning. Okay, if we click on vaults, we will be redirected again to this what they call hot tab, delta neutral on-chain trading strategies. Otherwise, there is also the staking part. There's a little bit of a glitch, but it's here, called Lazy River 2.0. And here is exactly the place where you can do the staking. You also see some statistics here, the APY, all-time APY, the weekly, the monthly one. If we click on deposit, then we will see this vault. It says coming soon here. Then another part of the Perpetual protocol is trade. And that is once again another redirection. Here it is also possible to trade with the leverage, but please be aware of what is the leverage and make sure you understand the risks associated with that. Multi-collateral, non-custodial, concentrated liquidity, cross-margin, okay, and advanced trading features. Let's launch the app. Now, of course, it is asking us to read the terms and conditions. We need to understand that there are some risks involved, especially since this is a beta software, and start trading. Connecting the wallet is necessary to start trading, of course. I am connecting my MetaMask on the background. Here it is happening, just taking a moment, and here we are. Here is this page. Margin ratio, it is still loading a little bit. So it is not seeing any value yet, but of course there is some in my wallet. Then on the side you can see the supported currencies. OP vault, so optimistic vaults are here and available. Okay, good. Let me just refresh this page. On Uniswap, so integrations are working quite well, I hope here. Let's click on any asset that comes first. In our case, it is Bitcoin. And here is quite advanced mechanism, advanced tools for trading, long or short, market or limit order. Stop loss limit is not available here, but it's good to know that what is available and what's not. Otherwise, going short also possible. So that was the price. Now the funding view. Also looks like there are updates available.
Next one is DYDX. This one offers an open platform for perpetual futures and is recognized for its significant total value locked. Unlike many DeFi platforms that use automated market makers, DYDX utilizes an off-chain order book and on-chain settlement, combining high liquidity with the blockchain settlement. DYDX has implemented the layer 2 solutions for scaling and thus also reducing transaction costs.
To find DYDX, navigate to dydx.exchange. Here is the landing page, available in different languages. I keep English. Here are the different products. You see trade of different versions, V3, V4, merge testnet as well, mobile version, merge, as I said, and about, so all the places where you can learn or get more information, and the part about the company. Okay, very interesting. Let's click on trade now. And of course, I will try the latest version. Otherwise, you can also see what are the advantages, what are the features. There is the mobile version. Yes, it exists, but I will not be showing it within this course unless you really tell me that you really need it and want it. Okay, trade now version 4. We will be leaving the website. That's clear, and we continue. Here we are. It is selecting the German language for me because I am located in a German-speaking place, but I am now switching to English to continue with this lecture. Now, connect your wallet. I'm connecting my MetaMask. As you see, the most popular options probably are Coinbase and Wallet Connect, but also there are others. I'm using MetaMask because it is actually simply faster. Now I need to sign the message and also generate my own DYDX chain wallet. I agree to switch the network. Yes, it is of course for free. You see it says check your wallet for a request. I have checked it. I'm clicking here. It is just transparent for the reasons of privacy. And actually it is a default feature. Send a request. Okay. Now this is not taking too long, but it does take some seconds. I also enabled the remember me feature because I would not want to be logging in all the time. Of course, after using each of the DeFi protocols, it is advisable to log out or disconnect the wallet, to be more precise. And this is something that I would also do after. Okay, now we can see that my DYDX chain wallet was generated. It is now verifying the wallet compatibility. Okay, finally we are all ready. And this is the interface. As you see, it is pretty advanced and pretty heavy. You can select different markets. You also, of course, see the prices and the volumes and how the price has moved in the last 24 hours. You also see the information for the DeFi and for the layer 1. Now, portfolio. Here you would see your positions and the orders. Markets, this is where you see how the markets are performing. Also the statistics on the number of trades and so on. If you click on DYDX, you will see that it is offering you to migrate your DYDX from Ethereum to a special DYDX chain. Also giving you the options for staking and the governance, so participate in the governance, and some other incentives. Now you can also deposit, and this is what you would have to do if you want to start. From the very beginning, you choose the protocol. The different chains are available. Then the asset on the chain, on the protocol. Also quite a big spectrum, also very big variety. And you need to request. Send a request to do that.
Next one is Hegic. It is known for being a market leader in decentralized options. Hegic offers 0 trading fees and transaction fees. It also allows users to trade options, which are financial instruments, giving the buyer the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell an underlying asset at a predetermined price or before a specific date. It aims to simplify options trading, making it more accessible to a wider audience.
To start with Hegic, navigate to hegic.co. Here it is. I like how they say experience Hegic now. That is something like magic. And it is for option trading. And it is built on Arbitrum and supposed to be as easy as possible, one click basically. Now the reasons to select Hegic is that it's built for anonymouses, zero fees, just a premium, and many others. There is also a whole community behind Hegic. You can join the Discord. So here it is, and I like how it is also giving the emphasis on being a one-click, so being as easy as possible. Is explaining different options. So you see the cost and profit. If we click on Explore All, here are the different strategies. But first we need to connect the wallet. It is immediately automatically giving the wallet connect, but I will select the MetaMask as in previous times. Okay, connecting it. Here we are immediately at the new strategy. We select the period. It is maximum 90 days. We select how many calls we do. What is the profit zone that we want? Well, the strategy is Ethereum call. This is the name of it. What is the maximum loss zone? So what's the maximum we're willing to lose, or would be what would be possible to lose? So the asset is also automatically selected as Ethereum, but we can switch, of course. Here is the net PNL. There is a strap, and you see all of the strategies are quite conveniently explained in very short sentence below. So some of the strategies are cheaper, some of them are more expensive, and they also explain what is then the correlation with the potential profit. Also the sentiment, as you see here, it says high volatility, low volatility. So all can be selected and customized. Here we are, by the way, at the BTC, so Bitcoin to USD. We also can click on the leaderboard to see who are the most active ones. So the leaders of the trading, leaders of the Hegic. Now, if you click on a second tab, Stake and Cover, this is where you can also manage the positions and see the historical data. You see that the staking window will open not so soon, but will, the FAQs. Then if we click on Analytics, then we immediately see the board, also the tokenomics. You see the supply and the markets, how many tokens are supplied, how many are staked percentage-wise. Also, if you click on wanting to see more information, you're redirected to Uniswap. Then referrals. This means that you can use your personal referral link to get rewards and benefits if you share with your friends or colleagues or whoever you want to share it with.
Next one is decentralized indices. DeFi indices are financial instruments that track the performance of a basket of decentralized finance assets. These indices are similar to traditional financial market indices like S&P 500, but are focused on DeFi projects and tokens. The idea is to offer investors exposure to a sector or specific set of assets within DeFi space. Typically, a DeFi index will include a variety of tokens from leading DeFi projects, weighted by a market capitalization or some other criteria. The composition of these indices might be updated periodically to reflect the changes in the market. Indexes are actually better suited for beginners and individuals who don't want to become active traders for several reasons. First of all, risk diversification, because index funds typically consist of many different cryptocurrencies or assets. which help to diversify this risk. Second of all, it's a simplified investment. Beginners don't need to delve deeply into the technical aspects, use cases, and market prospect of each individual cryptocurrency. They can invest in an index fund which represent a broader market or sector, making the investment process more straightforward and really easy. And the third one is that it's a passive strategy, because usually index funds follow a very passive investment strategy, meaning that they don't actively manage, nobody actively manages the portfolios. Although it is also a question if it's a con or a pro. First one is Index Cooperative. It is a community-driven organization within DeFi ecosystem that is governed by its token holders. It operates on Ethereum blockchain and is dedicated to creating and maintaining a wide range of DeFi indices. These indices are composed of multiple underlying tokens and are designed to track the performance of specific DeFi sectors, themes, or strategies. The core activity of Index Cooperative is the creation of those index products. Examples of these indices include the DeFi Pulse Index, the Metaverse Index, and more. Each DeFi index is tokenized, meaning it has its own ERC20 token that represents a share in the index. For example, TPI tokens represent ownership in the DeFi Pulse Index.
So to access index, you would need to go to indexcoop.com. This is the website. You see this design, and they are saying that their goal is to make crypto accessible and easy. So create easy products, indices. They have different themes for their indices. They have different strategies as well, automated tools to streamline the strategy. Here they are describing it in more details. Also, they are partnering with other companies. Here is a little bit information on this. Later on, you see the newsletter and the testimonials, and as well the blog, so the blog posts. Here is all the information you might want, but let's look deeper, closer at their products. The products here are quite variable by sector, by the fact of leveraging or not, by the yield generation and automation of the strategies. So here below you will see the featured products. These are the different funds and different indices. So you see also they are different per price, different per market capitalization, different per, of course, 24 hours percentage increase, decrease. But of course, the main difference is the composition of those different funds. So I would invite you to have a closer look at them. And how to already purchase it, you click on app. You are redirected to this pop-up window. Then you need to connect a wallet. I'm selecting my MetaMask. You see there are also opportunities to connect your hardware wallet, or simply a lot of different other wallets. I'm connecting my MetaMask on a background. Okay, here we go. So purchasing or investing into the index fund is as easy as simply purchasing the respective tokens of the fund. Here you see that it is done through a swap. So you need to have some crypto to already be able to invest. I'm now selecting just completely randomly the minimum amount. Here you can see the different tokens that are corresponding to the different index funds that we saw. And of course it is accepting the Ether. I am now just selecting 0.01, and we see the breakdown of this cost. So here we see that what would be the maximum slippage, 0.5%, network fee as well, contract that is governing this transaction. You see also that if you select a flash mint or a swap, there is a different different price that would be paid for the network fees. Also, you can maximize the slippage, for instance. You can customize it here in the settings panel. Also, you don't have to pay with the Ether. You can also pay with different other tokens, as you see. And here is exactly where we select which funds to invest in. So, which tokens to swap for what. And this is that easy.
Next one is Powerpool. It is a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, and DeFi protocol that focuses on two key components. One is governance pool, that they allow to create and manage pools of governance tokens from various DeFi projects. These pools enable users to participate in the governance decisions of multiple DeFi protocols at the same time. And the second aspect is indices. They also enable the creation of decentralized indices that are representing a curated selection of tokens from DeFi ecosystem.
To access Powerpool, go to powerpool.finance. This is the landing page. The Powerpool would be actually much more complex and detailed and sophisticated than the previous option, but don't be discouraged. We can go through this. So it is also index or the system of indexes, different options, but they are run by the so-called power agents. Can be a software or can be an actual person running the strategy. Here you can read more about the Powerpool features. They are talking about the automated keepers and many things that they're offering are now in the state of development. So also something interesting to follow. They're introducing the CVP token, that is a native token of the Powerpool platform, which is also offering lots of different options how to use it, but this we will see later. Here you also see the token distribution. It is saying that it was not using the VC funding, so preserving the independence. Here you see also the team. Of course, it is pseudonymous team in this particular case to preserve the discreteness and integrity of the project. Also, there are some testimonials, statistics, but let's go to the app. Here it is, opening up for us. And it is immediately telling you that there are 7 keepers. Total executions 116, and then presenting you with different options. So, different pools, different funds. Also the status, these are the active ones. We have even 2 pages of them. Then the agent's contracts. Here you can see what are the contracts, more details about all the different things about those particular funds. You can also become a keeper and get a job, so get something to do on the platform to actually actively participate and not just by buying into the fund. Here in the earn, you see that there is a possibility to do the staking. So it is done through the Uniswap, as you see, as we have seen in many different cases that Uniswap is kind of a backbone. If you try to switch to Binance network, it's not working at the moment. But here you see that you can also deposit the native Powerpool token or ETH and stake it. Then farming, other option. Then analytics. Here in the analytics, you get a little bit more possibilities to see how different indexes were performing. Let's just choose randomly this one, the peachy peachy logo, and you see what are the different token locations. You see Aave at 44%. Then what is liquidity? How big is that index? How much was supplied into it? Then you see statistics for a year or less, or the whole time. Okay. What is the value of the CVP locked into it as well? The trading volumes, fee returns. So in the analytics, you can see which indices were performing the best over time. Here we can see some peaks as well. And here is the place where we can stake the CVP. I don't own any CVP, but if I did, I could stake it here and then unstake it here as well. Please pay attention, of course, that it's all done on your own risk, as all the DeFi platforms would remind you of quite often.
Now let's talk about the decentralized yield aggregators. They are used to automate capital switching between lending platforms to search for the best yields. Funds are automatically shifted between DeFi lending protocols as interest rates change between them. They use smart contracts and algorithms to automatically distribute these funds across different DeFi protocols and liquidity pools. One example of such a protocol is Yearn Finance. Yearn Finance is a decentralized finance platform and protocol that automates the process of yield farming and yield optimization for users. It has quickly become one of the most prominent projects in DeFi ecosystem. It works by automatically allocating users' assets to different yield-generating opportunities within the DeFi system. Yearn Finance offers vaults, which are smart contracts that manage users' funds. Users deposit their assets into these vaults, and the smart contracts handles the rest.
Okay, so if you would like to access Yearn, you go to yearn.fi, short for finance, and you immediately see that the whole platform is focused on yield, basically, on using the crypto to yield more crypto with different products. Before going into products, I will connect my wallet. As you see, there are different options. I will use my MetaMask, although of course you see that it's also possible to use Ledger from the hardware wallets, but also Rainbow Coinbase wallet would connect. Now I am almost finished with connecting mine. Here we go. The yield protocol. So there's a range of different products that would help getting more out of your crypto. I'm clicking on the vaults. That's the first product that you would see there. It is quite similar to index funds. You can select blockchains. You can also filter per different criteria, such as curve vaults. Also, we can sort per APR, per availability. This is availability showing actually how much is in my wallet currently. You can also see deposits, that is how much was deposited in this cryptocurrency or to this particular token. If you click, and I click just randomly on any of them, then you also get more information, such as historical data, statistics, and of course descriptions, and also possibilities to invest there, to deposit, as you see. Also, you can read more about the strategies that are used by this vault or implied in this vault. Harvest is a very interesting part. This is where you see how much value which wallet has gained when. So basically the statistics of the returns. If you click on this one, you see also the more information on the blockchain itself. If we go back and go to VYFI, V stands for vested. Here we can also see the possibilities to stake or unstake, to deposit in different vaults. We can also see by the APR, or see more information individually on each of these vaults. This is quite a big one, for instance. we can also deposit from the wallet the ETH and see how much we would receive. Of course, receive potentially. If there is a weekly APR of more than 200%, it's not, of course, guaranteed that it was going to continue like this. But this is the information that is currently provided. If you click on strategies, you can read more on the individual strategy. See also the audit score. And here we don't have much. It's actually looking like 0, 0. Performance fee 0, but we see that the harvests are quite good. See 20k values here. Then in more information you get, of course, what are the addresses of the smart contracts related to this vault. If you want to withdraw, it's also possible. Then this is done here. I go back to the products. One too far. Then why CRV? CRV stands for curve. One of the products in DeFi that we have also talked about in this course. Go back if you want to see more information, because this is exactly the possibility to yield with the CRV. Y before the CRV stands for Yearn. So how do we do this with swap? You need to swap CRV into one of the free options here in the drop-down menu. On the right side, you also get more information, and down below you see the harvests. Also, I must say, quite impressive harvests. Then, next one is YETH, Ethereum. And this is also another opportunity to do something with Ethereum. I guess doing something with Ethereum, maximizing the value it brings, is something that DeFi is the most popular for. So here is, for instance, the possibilities to deposit some Ether, or withdraw. That is here. Stake, unstake. So possibilities of staking the YETH and swapping. Then you can see the incentive. These are also the ways how to incentivize the different tradings on the platform. Vote. It is to vote on different proposals. Claim. So claiming the rewards. I don't have any claimable incentives here, as you see. Some other features where you can participate in some types of draws. Another product is White Prisma. As you see, it is quite colorful. So here it's also opportunity to stake it, unstake it. Of course, also read about it. And that is the links to the different smart contracts around it. The airdrop and some expired farms. Okay, if I connect my wallet here, I would like to see how the next steps would look like. Okay, another second or two, and we would be ready. Okay, here we are. So if I want to earn within YPrisma, I'll click on earn. I'll see that there is the APR of 150%. Then I click the next one, Y bribe. Well, sounds a little bit dubious, but this is an opportunity to get more power to your votes if you would like to participate in the governance. So it's a possibility to buy the votes. And it is done through a separate pop-up. So you see it's called DAO.curve.fi. I'm now logging in to see how exactly to do this. So for that, it is very important to have the Curve tokens, of course, and then seeing how we can buy it from other participants.
Next one is Harvest Finance. It is another DeFi platform that offers users the ability to deposit their cryptocurrencies into liquidity pools across different DeFi platforms. And then the platform automatically reallocates these funds to maximize yield by seeking the best opportunities. It also has a native token, which is called Farm. Users who deposit their assets into Harvest Finance liquidity pools or vaults are rewarded with yield generated from the platform strategies. And these rewards are typically distributed in the form of a farm token or other assets.
Now, if you would like to use the Harvest or try to use it, then you would need to go to harvest.finance. You see also this tractor logo. Here is the website, some statistics, thousands of users, millions of fees, and the goal of making yield farming easy. They are also promising deposits of any token over 100 farms and simplicity in their UI. Also here you see a couple of questions. You see that they were audited and by whom, possibility to join the community, discovering the native farm token, and so on. But let's go to the app. So we click on Open App. It is redirecting us to another page where first of all we need to agree to the notice and the warnings that we have already discussed together. And this is what we see. The collaborations, the threads, all the different possibilities to sort the different opportunities we have. So beginner levels, advanced levels, stables, and so on. Also, we can sort per APY and see the single ones, the stable. So a lot of different things to play around with, because as they said, they have more than 100 farms, and that means also a lot of different possibilities and opportunities. We can also clear it. And you also see below where they are located. So SushiSwap, Camelot, these ones. There is some announcement to be read if you would like. So basically the switching between Camelot and base swap is happening here. So I will connect my wallet now. See that the selection was not so big, either Wallet Connect or MetaMask, but of course the Wallet Connect provides wider opportunities to connect different wallets. I'm now connecting mine. Okay, done. Connection successful. And here are the different possibilities that I have to invest. I want to refresh the page. Okay, here we go. Also, you see the different blockchains. So different logos, Ethereum, Polygon, and so on. It's also because we can choose between them and choose to sort things through them. I'm just randomly picking one to see what is information provided. This is the APY, the daily growth, TVL, total volume locked. This is how the statistics looks in 1 year. So the breakdown as well. So harvested through Arbitrum and some iFarm rewards as well. Here are also the details. This is a DAO farm and it is explaining a little bit. Then we see the deposit fee is 0%. So if I want to deposit, I would do it here. If I click home, I am redirected again back to the selection. If I click on portfolio, then I see what have I purchased here. Analytics is providing, of course, what is supposed to provide, the analytics, as well as the gas fee saved, the different exchanges connected to the farm, when is the next emission decrease, and so on. Also, we have selection between dark and light mode. There's also some FAQs, but let me select randomically something if I choose on Polygon or Arbitrum or the base. Okay. Anyways, actually in all of them, there is plenty of options, plenty of selections to choose from. Here I selected, for instance, this one, DAI, USDC. You also see the APY breakdown. It is a convex farm. It sees what it is earning. And the same way you can work with any of the different options provided with this platform.
The last topic for today is the insurance in DeFi space. Let's talk about Nexus Mutual. It is an insurance platform built on blockchain technology, primarily operating on the Ethereum network. It is designed to provide coverage for smart contract vulnerabilities, hacks, and other risks within the DeFi ecosystem. It aims to offer a decentralized alternative to traditional insurance services. Let's see how Nexus Mutual works and what makes it special. It operates through a community of members. Members purchase and hold NXM tokens, which represent their membership and participation in the platform. These members collectively form risk pools to provide insurance coverage. When a member wants to provide coverage for a specific DeFi platform or smart contract, they can propose a new coverage contract to Nexus Mutual. And then community takes a decision. Users who are looking for insurance coverage pay premiums in either DAI or Ether, which go to the risk pool. In an event, such as smart contract exploit or a hack, users can submit claims for compensation from the risk pool, just like in traditional insurance. If a claim is approved, the claimant receives compensation from this common risk pool. The amount paid out depends on the terms of the coverage contract and, of course, the severity of the event.
In order to access Nexus Mutual, one would need to go to nexusmutual.io. This is a landing page with, of course, some of the statistics, how much of the covers were claimed, what are the different covers that are offered by Nexus Mutual. So right now it is protocol cover and ETH slashing cover. It is explaining how it is powering the community with the insurance coverage and whom is it covering, how does it work. NXM, that is of course the native token of Nexus Mutual. Let's discover what exactly they offer. Starting with the ecosystem. So they are the experts in insurance, and this is their main strength. Cover products, they are editable, transferable, dynamic pricing, and there is also possibility for multi-event. So right now there is only protocol and ETH slashing coverings, but they're also working on developing more in the future. Now, if we want to cover, we click here. I'm just going to close a couple of tabs. Okay. Here are the different products, because if we say it is a cover, there is a separate cover per protocol. You see, for most of them you can get a quote because there is still some capacity. You see, there is also different capacities per protocol. So this is where you can explore what are the different options. I'm just choosing one randomly, that is the Uniswap. I can see the adjust the period of the days. Maximum is 1 year, 365. Minimum is 28 days. That is also describing in details what exactly would be covered. Terms and conditions, and in this particular case it's very important to read the terms and conditions because they describe what are the situations against which the person would be covered. So exploit and hacks, that is included. There are also some exclusions, such as rug pull or previously disclosed vulnerabilities, and also how to fill the claim. So what is information that you would need to provide? Then we see also the cost, how much will it cost to us? What is also the capacity? What do we want to pay in? Either the native token or Ethereum, Ether. And also the amount which we want to secure, which we want to cover with this protection. I will connect my wallet now. You see a lot of available wallets. My MetaMask is connecting. Okay, done. Successful. So the yearly cost would be 2.34%. And the next tab is stake. And that is for staking the NXM, that is the Nexus Mutual token. There is documentation to read about it in details if you would like. And this also provides the statistics. There are different pools into which you could stake. And it is also showing the management fee. So many of them are 0, but many are something up to 15%. If I click on just random one, number 1, it is loading a little bit for a little bit of time. And we see that this is Nexus Foundation. Pool average 14x. Basically, what are the products? So also you see very big selection, very big range. If you click on claims, this is also the information that you can see of the claims that were covered by Nexus Mutual. And to read more about claim assessments, that is through the document in how it works. Then you can see detailed information about each of the cover, so each of the cases. Okay. It is loading a bit, but you see that most of them are accepted. The details about an incident are here. Also, this is quite interesting to read because this is providing you the real use cases, real information about how people were, in this case, losing money in DeFi. And not because of the cryptocurrency volatility, but because of some other factors. You can also become claims assessor here, or you can purchase some NXM here. So how much Ethereum you would like to give? I say 0.01, about $25 equivalent, and I will receive then my NXM in exchange. Then about the membership, because this is also a Nexus Mutual DAO that is powering this beautiful platform, that more information is here in the membership tab. You can read more in the welcome section. And there is also a one-time membership fee of 0.002 Ethereum. And there you would have to also do the KYC process. Here is also a list of countries from which the members would not be accepted, unfortunately. But this is the information about membership. Now about the governance. If you would like to participate in the governance and create a proposal or vote on proposals for the future of it, it is done here. And here is a link to statistics. That's it.